Welcome to the heat transfer lab, and today we are going to discuss the experiment number 4, that is composite wall apparatus. Okay, before that, understand what is meant by composite wall. The composite wall is related to the body which is having more than two body are comprised together. Okay, if it is the case, how the heat transfer is taking place. So suppose body is having different thermal conductivity, okay, are compressed together. So what will be the heat transfer? Okay, so that we are kind of apparatus we are using here. The composite wall having different three materials we have for this apparatus. So through that, what is the thermal conductivity? Let us see what is the aim of that experiment is to determine the thermal conductivity and overall heat transfer coefficient of composite wall. So we are going to find out the two parameters. One is thermal conductivity, another one is heat transfer coefficient. Okay, first we understand what is meant by thermal conductivity. Thermal conductivity is the one in which ability to conduct the heat. The material which able to conduct the heat we call it as thermal conductivity. Example, the copper is a good conductor of heat. So it is able to conduct or able to flow or able to allow to flow of heat through that material. That is what we call it as thermal conductivity. Okay. So what is the apparatus is there here? The apparatus is consist of three slabs of different material of different thickness of same diameter clamped in center using screw rod. At the center of the composite wall, a nichrome heater is provided, providing thick insulation all around to ensure unidirectional heat flow, minimize end losses from the composite wall. So here the apparatus is designed in such a way that at the center of the slab they have provided a nichrome heater. Through that the heat is going to be supplied. Here there are three slabs or different material are having different thickness. The same diameter is clamped together and centrally the heater is provided. So here to ensure that the unidirectional heat flow is minimizes and losses for the composite wall. And also what is done, thermocouples are fitted at the interface of the plates at different points as obtained average temperature of each surface. Okay, and heat conducted through this composite wall is taken away for the atmospheric air. Okay, once if you understand the design or apparatus, then we was to go to the what are the specification is provided by the designer. So here the mild steel is there, that is the 17 mm thick of 300 mm diameter of 2 numbers, and wood is 12 mm thick of 300 diameter 2 numbers, and backlight is 13 mm thick of 300 mm diameter and 2 numbers, and heater is nichrome wire types of 500 watt capacity, and thermocouples are 8 numbers are connected at the various points of the slabs. Okay, what is the principle of this experiment is we understand that suppose if you are supplying energy through electric energy, so voltage and current, the multiple of factor of this voltage and current, it gives a power. That is what the power supplied to the heater, that is P is equal to V into I, that is in terms of watts. Okay, and Q also we can write it as VI by 2 because two sides are there, so that's why they are divided by 2 at the top side and bottom side, because in between the heater is there, that is uniformly heated through the slabs. Okay, you have to assume that there is a unidirectional heat flow, there is no heat loss across the composite wall. That is one assumption. So the Q is equals to Ka delta T W divided by delta XW. Okay, is equal to KBA into delta TB divided by delta XTW is equal to KCA into delta TC divided by delta XC. So the heat conducted through each element is same. That's what he is telling, that is Q is equal to Ka delta T by delta X, where A is cross sectional area of the disc, and area disc can be calculated by using pi by 4 into d square, where d is the diameter of the disc. Ka, Kb and Kc are the thermal conductivity of the wood, bakelite and mild steel respectively, and delta X, delta Xb, delta Xc are thickness of the wood, bakelite and mild steel, and delta Tw are Ti plus T1 plus T2 divided by 2 minus T3 minus plus T4 divided by 2. So that is the average temperature of the 2 across the disk. Okay. Similar way they have taken for every 2 temperature difference of that mean temperature, they are finding the average temperature. The procedure of that experiment is, first what we have to do, after making sure the thermostat is at 0 reading and switch on the mains. So you have to keep the thermostat should be in 0 position, then you have to switch on. That is one very careful you have to take care. Second one is operating the temperature selector switch, check whether all the 8 thermocouples are reading correctly. Okay, we have to check all thermocouples are giving readings or not, that we have to check it. And by operating the thermostat, it give power to the heater and keep voltmeter reading constant throughout the experiment, that is 70 volts and 70 volts to 90 volts throughout the experiment. Don't disturb any of the fluctuation, the voltage and current voltage here. So you have to keep once if you fix the thermostat for the heat input, it should be same throughout the experiment. Okay. Second, note down the ammeter and voltmeter reading. Okay. So we have to note down the voltmeter and ammeter reading for the power calculations. And after every 10 minutes, you have to note down the 8 temperature readings and take the readings continuously until steady state it is achieved. And after reducing the power to 0, switch off the mains. Okay, and perform calculations using steady state readings. And you have to observe that observation, voltage and current. And these are the tabular column which you have to note down the readings. At every 10 minutes, you have to take down the readings until you get the steady state condition. For that steady state condition values only you have to taken for the calculations. So these are the calculation part. Okay, T1 plus T2 by 2, T3 plus T4 by 2, T5 plus T6 by 2, T7 plus T8 by 2. These are all mean temperature. So that is given, and thermal conductivity is given. So once if you know the thermal conductivity of each, so you can calculate heat transfer coefficient, overall heat transfer coefficient. You know that equation UA delta T. So here U is nothing but in overall heat transfer coefficient. Okay, and Q by A delta T. Q already you know, A you know that area, and delta T is T2 minus T8. Okay, or T1 minus T8. So that temperature difference you have to take and find out the values. Okay, results are, one is thermal conductivity of the wooden disc, thermal conductivity of the bakelite disc, thermal conductivity of the mild steel disc, and overall heat transfer coefficient. All these 4 parameters we are going to find out. Thank you. Hello students, welcome to the heat transfer lab. Today we are going to conduct the experiment on composite wall. So before that, understand what is the composite wall. The composite wall means the more than 1 or 2 material are composed together, means sandwiched together, then we are finding the what is the rate of heat transfer through this material. Okay, already you know that thermal conductivity. The thermal conductivity of that material, it gives the ability to allow the flow of heat. Similar way, here there are 3 different materials are there. It is in terms of disc, having same diameter but having different thickness. Here the wood is there, the bakelite is there, and mild steel is there. And as below of that, again same wood, bakelite and mild steel will be there, having same size of diameter but varying in thickness. At the centrally we have a coil, lacrum wire heater coil will be there provided. Through that the heat will be supplied. So here we are observing that there are different thermocouples are positioned at different points of the material. So before that, so we have to close this space because we are not allowed any air, atmospheric air into that space. That's why we are closed. And before conducting experiment, some precautionary measures we have to take. What are those precautionary measures? First we have to check whether the dimmer stat is at 0 or not. Then you have to switch on the main button and tighten this one. But why do you have to tighten this one? Because we have to create, there is no air gap between the material to material. That's why here, so by pressing this or turning this wheel, will get compressed. There is no air gap in between that. Okay, we assume that there is no air gap, and we have tightened this one, and we have dimmer stat. Here it is at ammeter reading, and here it is the voltmeter reading. These are all temperature indicators. Here there are various thermocouples as I have shown. So this gives the temperature reading through the digital thermometer reading. Okay, will start the experiment. We already have started, and this experiment is already sufficient heat is given to that to conduct the experiment. Okay, so now through this dimmer stat we have to maintain the voltage up to 110 to 130 40. Okay, so we have to maintain up to the some limitations. Design limitations are there by the designer, which is designed for this electric volts. Okay, this is around 190. Okay, it's enough. So here the ammeter reading is, here I am maintaining up to, I am changing this voltage up to 150. Okay, you have to keep it up to 150 and we will stop turning the dimmer stat. Okay, corresponding that voltage will get the ammeter readings. Okay, once we got the voltage and current, that is the Q, that is V into I, that is power supply to the equipment. Okay, so these are the temperature readings. Let us will take one by one readings. Okay, now T1 is 38, 28, 28, 27, 28, 54. Okay, up to T8, T1 to T8 you have to take the readings. So how much you have to wait for to get the readings means you have to take the for different set of reading till you get the steady state condition. Okay, we understand by seeing the manual here. These are the manual for the composite wall. Okay, this is the manual. So here we have to note down the readings, temperature reading at various points T1 to T8, and based on that you have to calculate the mean temperature. Okay, as you know that how to take the readings, this type of readings you have to take for different set of readings for every 10 minutes. So we have to, after taking the readings, you have to enroll or note it down in the tabular column. And once if you observe the before the readings of the experiment, okay, once if you take the reading different several times of readings of different time intervals, so once it is reached the steady state condition, that readings you have to consider for the calculations. Here the calculation part, so you have to substitute and get the values. So finally the value to calculate Q is UA delta T, where U is the overall heat transfer coefficient and where Q is the rate of heat transfer. So this is how we are going to calculate the values. Thanks for watching this video. Hello students, welcome to this heat transfer lab. Today we are going to discuss about the calculation part of this composite wall. Here the observations is voltage is 90 volts and current you will get 1 amps. Okay, so guys, here there are three materials are composed together: bakelite, mild steel and wood. Okay, so here at the first reading, for every 10 minutes you have to take the readings T1, T2, T3, T4, T5 and T6. Okay, T7 and T8. So for first 10 minutes you will get the reading 52, 52, 33, 33, 29, 29, 31, 31. So again you take the second set of reading, that is 20 minutes. So 66, 67, 40, 40, 31, 31, 32, 32. So like this we have to go on take the reading. So I have taken for the one reading, that is 100 at the time 100 minutes, so the reading is 101, 67, 64, 46, 49, 38, 47. Okay, so to calculate the steady state temperatures, so we need to calculate T1 plus T2 divided by 2, that is 101 plus 101 divided by 2, so you will get 101 degrees centigrade. And next T3 plus T4 by 2 is equals to 65 degrees centigrade, and T5 plus T6 is 47 degrees centigrade, 47.5 degrees centigrade, and T7 plus T8 by 2 is equals to 42 degrees centigrade. So, and area is A is equal to pi d square by 4. Here the diameter of the disc is 0.3 meter, 0.3 meter each. So that's why we have taken pi that is 0.3 square divided by 4. It becomes 0.0706 meter square, and Q is voltage, but we have taken here by 2 by because it is symmetry, it is compressed together and heat is distributed to both the top and bottom side. That's why we have taken VI divided by 2, that is 90 into 1 into is equal to divided by 2, that is 45 watts. Okay, once if you know this value and calculate the thermal conductivity of the wood, okay, so rearrange the term and get the value of thermal conductivity K, Q into delta X divided by A into delta TW, and the value corresponding to delta TW is 35.5 degrees centigrade. So we have to consider T1 plus T2 by 2 minus T3 plus T4 divided by 2. This value you have to take the difference, you will get 35.5 degrees centigrade, and thermal conductivity of the wood is, you will get 0.215 watt per meter Kelvin. Similarly, we have to calculate for Kb and Kc for respective values of delta XB and delta XS. Okay, so once if you find out this all thermal conductivity, you find out overall heat transfer coefficient, that is U is equal to Q by A into delta T. Here delta T is nothing but either T1 minus T7 or T2 minus T8 you can take. So that value T1 minus T7 value is 63 degrees centigrade. So you substitute the values Q by A into delta T as 45 divided by 0.0706 into 63 degrees centigrade, and if you calculate this one, you will get U is equal to 10.2 watt per meter square Kelvin. So finally we can put it as a result. First, thermal conductivity of the wooden disc is 0.215 watt per meter Kelvin, and thermal conductivity of the bakelite disc is 0.4603 watt per meter Kelvin, and thermal conductivity of mild steel is 2.167 watt per meter Kelvin, and overall heat transfer coefficient is 10.2 watt per meter square Kelvin. So this is the calculation part of the composite wall. Thanks for watching this video.